from RE/MAX. I hope you're having a fabulous day. So I wanted to chat with you a little bit today. We talked last week about home inspections, and I wanted to talk to you about pre-inspecting. I have a lot of sellers that ask me the question, should I have my home pre-inspected before I put it on the market? And so I have 3 cases where you might want to consider having your home inspected before you put it on the market. Not everyone would benefit from that. So if you want more information on what happens during a home inspection, you can actually watch my video from last week. I'll link it down below where you can actually watch what goes on during a home inspection and get an idea of that. So there are 3 cases where it might benefit you to have your home pre-inspected. And the first is if you have lived in your home for a really long time and haven't had it evaluated by a home inspector or a contractor, you haven't had it serviced in a while, or if your home is really old, it might benefit you to have that home pre-inspected before it goes onto the market, only because you want to know kind of what you're dealing with. You may not be aware of some of the issues that are underlying because it's been a long time since we've had anyone look at the house. So that might be a situation in which you would have a pre-inspection done. The second situation in which you might find it helpful to have a pre-inspection done is if you have this suspicion that you might be having issues with, whatever component. Most sellers are aware of issues. They see little telltale signs, little leaks somewhere or little shifting and cracking somewhere else. So if you have a suspicion that you have a couple issues going on, it is best to get in front of those issues. You don't want to assume that a buyer's not going to find out, and that's for a couple reasons. Seller disclosure law requires that we disclose everything that we know about the house. And also because most buyers are going to have an inspection done anyway. They're going to find out about the issues in the house. So why don't we have the inspection done before it hits the market, fix what we can, disclose the rest, and then price it accordingly. That way we have less hiccups down the road, and we don't have a situation of the buyer is really in love with the house, we negotiate the price and the terms, and then all of a sudden we go to do the inspection and we have a major setback and we have to put the house back on the market because the buyer walks away. That, unfortunately, is the kiss of death for a listing. You've lost all that momentum, you've lost that time because we've taken the house off the market in order to allow the buyer to do their inspection, and then we're working twice as hard to get those buyers back and then having to explain to them what the issue was anyway, because now we have to disclose the issues that the buyer found in the inspection. So if you get that suspicion that you have some issues going on with your house, it might be better to just have it pre-inspected. So the third case of a situation where you might benefit from having your home pre-inspected is if you are a seller that just wants a really smooth transaction. You might want to have your home pre-inspected so that you're just aware of everything that's going on with the house, and so that you can tell the buyer up front, look, these are the issues, you are making your offer with knowledge of these issues. If anything else is discovered during your own personal home inspection, that's great. We can certainly talk about those. But it simplifies the process, and it makes it easier on both buyer and seller. The buyer is aware of everything up front, so they feel that the seller's being forthright with them. They don't feel like there are going to be any surprises after they move in or things that the seller has hidden from them, and the sale just tends to proceed a little bit smoother. So if you're a seller that is interested in something like that, that could potentially be a situation where you'd want to pre-inspect your home. So those are 3 cases where it might benefit you to have an inspection before you put your house on the market. As I mentioned before, click the link below for the video on what happens during a home inspection. That might be interesting to you. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you got value out of this. And subscribe to the channel if you want more tips and tricks or information about the real estate market and buying and selling real estate. Thanks again, guys. I'll talk to you soon.